I thought we played hard. Obviously, we're not where we want to be yet. We're young. This is only our second year in Division I. We have a lot of young guys, a lot of new guys. So I thought we played hard. We were mismatched, obviously, with the size and the talent they have. This is a good stepping stone for us. Eventually, we want to be a top 25 team at Grand Canyon. I think we can do that. It's going to take a little bit of time, so it was good for our guys to see exactly how our #1 team plays and acts and feels like, and the physicality of the game. So it was really a good test for us, and I think we'll really improve from it and get better as our guys get more playing time and get older. So I thought it was a positive step in the direction that we want to go.
Coach, what about Woldridge? Do you think he hung in there with Kentucky's talent? Is he to that level?
Yeah, I'm not worried about Royce. Royce is a guy who's, his 5th year. He's played some great competition. Won a state title in Phoenix, and then went and played at Kansas for a year, and then has been at Washington State. So obviously he's played some really important games against some really good players. So that's why I was so excited to be able to get him, have him come home to Phoenix and be the leader of our team at the point guard position. So I think Royce will have a really good year for us, and it didn't surprise me. He went out there and competed because he's been through it.
Any other questions for Coach? Go ahead, Larry.
Let's talk about Kentucky's length and what kind of problems that poses.
It poses a lot of problems. I mean, you have to really stay with their bigs. It's hard to help off their bigs because if you do, they lob the ball up there, they get offensive rebounds, and then they have guards and wing players who can really play. So they don't have a whole lot of weaknesses, and you really got to concentrate and stay connected with those bigs and their length because you don't. They destroyed us today on the offensive rebounds. They had 24 offensive rebounds, so you kind of have to pick your poison. So that's why they're going to be so good. Not only the depth of their team, but the size. Not only with their 4s and 5s, but their wing players also.
Dan, did you think your team competed better in the second half?
Well, I thought they competed the whole game. I think they just figured it out a little bit more, and we kind of went to a spread offense in the second half where we just tried to drive, and things loosened up. Daniel Alexander's a guy we expect to score, and he got in foul trouble early in that first half and had to sit most of that first half, and he's a pretty talented player, so he came out and was able to play a little bit in the second half for us. So I thought they competed for 40 minutes, but it's a learning process for us, and those first 20 minutes, maybe we were a little shell-shocked at their length and their size, and we just couldn't score. We had some opportunities. We fed our bigs, and we just couldn't finish, and just kind of got it rolling.
As a guy who's competed at that level, knows what NBA talent looks like, how many of those guys on that Kentucky bench can play at that level?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Obviously, there's a lot of those guys that can go on and play at the NBA level. That's why I think they're going to be very good. When you can sub, 5 guys to 5 guys, and they have 10 guys in that rotation like that, and with their size, if they keep working, and the NBA is a whole different animal. But those guys are young college kids, and I expect them to go, and probably some of them have really good futures in the NBA.
How do you beat Kentucky? Is there a way to do it? How would you beat them?
Well, you got to get better players. I think there'll be teams out there that'll be able to have size like them and be able to have athletes like them and be able to shoot it and battle their physicality. So I think they'll be tested several times this year with teams that are out there with the same kind of size or like size, and guys who are athletes and can spread them out and take them off the dribble and things like that. So it'll be hard to beat them. I think they're the #1 team for a reason. It'll be very hard to beat them.
Dan, what advantage is it to have more bigs? I mean, there've been some other opponents they play that have bigs.
Yeah.
They've got about 5.
Well, I mean, bigs, if they get in foul trouble, you can always sub in another big. So their guys are extremely physical down there. They're sealing, they're digging in the post, they're making post moves. So, if you get in foul trouble, you can rotate another big in there, and you're not lacking any size. So the depth of their bigs is impressive also.
Anything else?
What about Lee and Cauley Stein are able to get out and guard, 30 feet from the basket? What does that do?
Well, that's big, especially, for Cauley Stein at his size to be able to move and run and trap. I mean, that presents a problem for everybody because they like to white or switch all screen rolls, and it really doesn't have roll-on advantage because he can guard smaller guys and just uses that length. So that's a big advantage for them. So anytime you have athletes of that size who can guard multiple positions, it allows you to do different things in ball screens. And they like to white it or switch a lot of them, and that takes away some of the advantage that we try to get with them.
Thanks, guys.